how much do you make doing this?
$3.5 million a year, so it's definitely a lucrative business. And once you get into it, I started off with 3 trucks.
Guys, I see this blue Aston Martin over here. Let's go talk to the business owner and see exactly what he does for a living. Come on. Man, this is a really, really nice car, man. What exactly do you do for a living?
I'm in trucking, man. I'm an Amazon freight partner.
Man, that's really dope. Do you mind? Do you have a couple of minutes where I can tell my audience about it real quick? All right, thank you.
How's it going, man?
What's going on? You may have seen some of my content before, and I don't know if you guys remember Sean, but we're here with him again today, and we're going to be talking about exactly what he does for a living. So, Sean, if you don't mind, you're in trucking, break it down, what type of trucking do you do?
So it's a little bit different than the norm, all right? I don't have a CDL. I'm an Amazon freight partner up in Cleveland, Ohio. I have about 40 plus employees, drivers, right? You get assigned to an area, manage your business, man, and take off from there. It's that simple. The program I went through in Amazon freight partner, not difficult, man. Amazon is currently looking for freight partners all over the country, man. So it's definitely.
Man, that's crazy. So is that something I can do?
Oh yeah. Okay. You definitely could do it.
I definitely can do it.
You don't need a CDL. I'm sure you got your CDL, but you don't need a CDL. You just need some experience. Depends on your background, and you can just apply online, man, and go through that program. So.
That's dope, man. I've been driving for about 6 years. Had I would have met you 6 years ago, I probably would have never even got a CDL. I probably would have just said, man, let me join this Amazon Freight Partnership program. And when we talked about this first, I know we had a really good conversation, but I don't really believe a lot of people really caught on that, you can make great money without a CDL. So do you mind telling them, over the years, I don't want to be too intrusive, but how much do you make doing this?
All right, so CDL is definitely a plus because if you want to, you could jump in that tractor if you get a call out. So it's definitely a plus. So having a CDL is actually better than not having a CDL in the business. So being a manager or owner for this business. Currently, I have over 20 plus trucks. It's about 3.5 a year, 3.5 million a year. So it's definitely a lucrative business. And once you get into it, I started off with 3 trucks. Then I got up to 9, and I just kept moving on up since. So currently, I'm over 20 tractors.
Guys, the great thing about Sean is that you do not have to take his word at face value. Sean is an actual AFP verified personnel, and he displays strong management and entrepreneurship skills.
And how long did you take to reach a success point? Because I understand that all business is tough. So, coming in, how long did it take you until you got to the point where you're like, okay, this is paying off? Did you go through a point also where, you figure, man, I don't want to do this? Is it that type of thing? Or is it just an easy business model? You're guaranteed to make this type of money? Like, break it down.
Nah, I think my first year, it was kind of tough because I didn't have that many tractors. And, I started off early getting some help, like hiring an operations manager. You kind of want to hold off on that initially to see how as your tractor count grow. You don't really need a lot of help initially. You try to do most of it yourself. But when I first started out with the 3 tractors, it was initially like, this is not really, because the margin is pretty small initially, right? But once you get that volume of tractors, you see the business grow. You just want to make sure that if you can make a lot of money in it, and you could do you could keep a lot of the money, or by doing a lot of the work yourself, right? Currently, I do have a dispatch company. I had an operations manager. I do a lot of the legwork and admin stuff myself. I just recently started getting some help with my HR portion of it, and with operations manager, things like that. I got a dispatch company that I use. So, there's people that have 3, 4 operations managers. Companies that have, I want to be, in it. So I want to get my hands dirty. So I do a lot of that, a lot of admin stuff myself, and being out there with the drivers sometimes in the yard and kind of making sure they're good and kind of seeing what their problems are, removing barriers and things like that. So I'm definitely involved and engaged with the business.
So it sounds like this business can be fully passive, but you're choosing to be a part of it, and I believe that's a good thing, especially, you know, hearing what you got to say now. So is it people that does the same thing you do and it's fully passive for them, or do you have to be involved to some degree?
I think it depends on what what you're trying to get out of it and how much you're trying to make. It's keep yourself in your pockets yourself. You could definitely, in time, right? Everybody wants time, right? So I value my time, but I also make time for the business and my employees. And I think that making time for your employees is very important. They want to see you out there, and I think that's going to make a business successful, right? But you also want to make sure you hire people that with knowledge and experience to help you out, right? You need help. You can't do everything yourself because if it falls, right? So I know somebody that had have a business and had somebody doing everything for them, and when that person left, they didn't know how to do their payroll. They didn't know how to do their a lot of their admin work, so they had to jump and get some help or ask for some help to learn and train on that, because the person that was doing it, they just decided to leave them. So it's good to know the business and understand that, right? That's why I said, if you come in the business having a CDL is great as well, or you come into business and want to get a CDL is great too. Or if you're hiring help or operations manager, make sure they have their CDL at least, so they can kind of jump in there and help out where it is needed.
Man, that's really good advice. So listen, guys, if you're trying to get into this, don't think that you can't, because Sean is living proof, no CDL, and I'm assuming, you didn't have a background in trucking. I think we did talk about that. So coming into this business, no background in trucking, no CDL, and Amazon, it can be fully automated. So you can actually say, he doesn't own the trucks either or the trailers, and he's able to make $3.5 million. So tell me about the whip, man. Like, how long did it take you to get something like this? Because I know we looking at it like, man, I see it probably got the Brembo brakes right there. Tell us a little bit about the car, man.
So I just got this several months ago. I had a Audi a GT prior to that. It didn't take me long. I try to keep a lot of money in my pocket by not hiring. I didn't have a lot of overhead, right? So this is the benefit of that. You got to put that work in, though. You can't do both, right? It's definitely that's definitely a plus. Again, to keep a lot of money in your pocket, you got to make sure you're engaged and you're doing a lot of that legwork yourself. If you don't, you want more time for yourself and more time for your family, and more you hire more people, right? But again, that's and eventually I'll definitely eventually do that, and it's to be able to trust people as time goes on, to be able to hire people to manage your business while you can back off a little bit. But you definitely want to stay engaged and know what's going on in your business at all times.
Man, thank you so much, man. Before I leave, man, can we sit inside the car?
Sure.
All right, thank you. Let's go.
So this is the Austin Martin Vantage. I got it for my birthday this year in December as a gift for myself. So I'm new to Austin Martin, but I love it, and I'll probably go, stick around with them for a minute. So it's a dope car.
Guys, I want to take the time to make a big announcement. My app is actually finished and it's launched in the App Store right now. And it's designed to help business professionals in the trucking industry. The idea here is to have shippers, brokers, dispatchers, and truck drivers all on the same platform, giving you the power to connect seamlessly, helping to cut costs, increase revenue, and scale your business. Guys, you can try it out for free right now by going to your App Store and searching for EasyGo Manager. Right now, it is just for testing. If you have any feedback or constructive criticism, don't be afraid to let me know. I need your help, so let's build this together.
Man, thank you so much for letting me sit inside the vehicle, man. This is really dope. I can say now I've sat inside of an Aston, and this is actually one of my favorite cars, to be honest with you. So if I want to get one of these, man, can you break down the program for me? If I want to get in, what are the requirements? Is it something that anybody can get into? Do you have to have some type of qualification? Can you break it down for me a little bit further?
No, I don't think really qualifications would be more if you have owned a business before, or you've probably worked for Amazon before, or had some kind of business structure, or have some knowledge of, or you're in the corporate world with, great knowledge of business, you could apply for it. Go to the Google Amazon Freight Partner, and you get the link, and go. You could get more information through that process. The process itself, like the interview process, is probably about 30 to 45 days. That entire process. Send in your resume, do a whole application, and it's they ask you to make have a certain amount of dollar value for your some liquid cash, about $40,000 for startup, in your account, right? There's some ways around that, but they want you to have that in order to run the application and start the process. They'll say that on the what's name, but I'm actually soon coming out with a program to help people through that process, because I get a lot of calls, I get a lot of messages, I get a lot of DMs, people asking about the program and asking for help. So I decided, let me get with Winston and try to start something up to help people through this process, because a lot of people don't know, and they need help, and a lot of people don't know how to interview through it. They got the STAR method, situation, task, action, result. They don't know about that. They don't know how to interview through the process, and they've been through thousands of interviews, and the Amazon interview process is a lot different than most. So that's the process. Google Amazon Freight Partner, get as much information as possible. You could send me, get with Winston, get on my page. I got a website of Love Logistics Inc. and I have a IG page, Love Logistics. So get information. Send if you need information, just get with us, and we'll get as much information to you as possible to help you through this process.
And I know last time we spoke, you were top 5. So is that still the same?
I had an accident in January. One of my drivers had an accident. I'm back in the running for that. So I'm actually getting some more tractors, because I've been fantastic plus for the past 10 weeks, whatever. So this actually, I'm back in the mix, right? So hopefully this quarter coming up, I'll be back in the top 5. But I had once you get in an accident, when your drivers get in an accident, you kind of fall out of that right away. So now I'm back going fantastic plus. I'm getting some more tractors allocated to me. So I'm growing, which is great. Once you get into fantastic plus for a certain amount of weeks, they'll initiate growth potential. So next month I'm getting some more tractors. So
man, I really appreciate the transparency, because I know a lot of people want everything to look just really, really clean, like there's nothing that to worry about. But the fact that you were top 5 and an accident, and that was unfortunate, so I'm sorry to hear that. But me meeting you, seeing that this guy's really smart and you grind, I'm pretty sure you'll probably be number 1 in a few months. But I definitely appreciate the transparency, because I want people to see that, and that's how I do. I always put out both sides of the coin, especially when I'm talking about trucking, because I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea and think it's just a cakewalk. And I know that you have a lot of that on the internet. People put out information and they only talk about the good. So you guys make sure you're taking notes, because Sean is really dropping some gems. And if I was watching this video, I would be on Google right now. So it's Amazon Freight Partnership. That's what they need to type in?
Amazon Freight Partnership.
Okay. So you guys can type in Amazon Freight Partnership. You can get started, check it out. And it's an application process, it sounds like. So, Sean, he's coming out with a program to help you guys to be able to excel in that. And what is the closing rate? Like, if somebody wants to come in, what is the chances that, they can get in just like how you got in?
If they have the experience like I talked about, very high, right? It's all about interviewing and all about preparation. Preparation is the biggest thing. If you're not, you could have all the experience, you have great knowledge, you don't prepare yourself for these interviews and the process, you're gonna fail. I'm gonna be honest with you. You have to prepare yourself. You can't just go in, ghost and not preparing, having that preparation. So that's the biggest thing I could tell you. Get knowledge, Google STAR method, and learn learn more. Talk to somebody if that's been through the process, and ask them some questions or whatever. That will help tremendously. But preparation is the number one thing. So Amazon Freight Partner, Google that, Amazon Freight Partner. Learn to get information as possible. We're here to help. So I definitely want Amazon's constantly growing and constantly getting people starting on this program all over the country. So
man, that is really, really good information, guys. And listen, if you are watching this and you're not subscribed to this page, you're absolutely missing out. Thank you so much, Sean.
Appreciate you, man.
I spent the last 3 years, diving deep, driving, owning my equipment. And I definitely have a lot of experience when you're talking about trucking. And I meet this guy, and he's the exact opposite, and it's just crazy. $3.5 million a year, that's insane. And guys, make sure you look this stuff up, okay? You don't just have to take it from me. Even though I'm giving you the gems, I'm giving you the secrets, I still want you to do your homework so you can know that this information is actually legit. So Google Amazon Freight Partnership, YouTube, search it, or whatever the case may be. And when you validate what I'm saying to you, make sure you come right back to my channel, guys, and drop a comment, like, subscribe, whatever you got to do, because I'm definitely out here dropping all of the gems, all of the secrets. We're going to be starting up a newsletter so we can have all this information in one place for free. So I'm going to have something in the description for you. Go ahead and subscribe to that and join the waiting list for the newsletter. It's going to be called the Daily Strategist. Even though it's not daily, just work with me, guys, until I get to the point where I can drop these gems daily, okay? If you enjoyed this video and you want more, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, because I really need it in order to keep this channel going. So guys, I thank you for your time, and I'll see you on the next one.